started making songs together that were based on what was going on in her life. Then animation came, then storylines, and next thing you know, over a decade later, we finally got everything right. Netflix over 190 countries simultaneously, and the response is overwhelming, and I'm so proud that everybody is loving this show, man.
This is Karma. She's a kid, and she loves music. And one day, she wants to change the world with her songs. Karma's smart, funny, and really talented.
Congrats on the new show. I really wanted to know, someone that's so busy like you, how do you find the balance between family and maintaining a successful career?
That's funny that you asked that, because with this Karma's World show that's on Netflix, it's almost like combining both. This whole thing is about family, so it's almost like I'm inspired by the family and inspired by my girls in order to make something like Karma's World to where they can all work with me and work together, and I'm using their real lives and what they go through in order to let other kids around the world know that they're not alone. So that's the goal, man. Work smarter, not harder, right?
Yo, amen to that. That's what I'm all about. Working smarter, not harder, no stress, you know what I mean? So now that you have created this hit series, which is an animated children's show, I wanted to know, like, what sparked your interest to create a show for the youth?
Man, it's crazy, because when my oldest daughter was around 6 years old, when I was recording, How Low and My Chick Bad and all these songs, she used to come into the studio, barge in and say, "Daddy, I want to do music too." I used to kick her out, but she kept coming back, and I had to sit her down and say, if you want to do music, you have to talk about what goes on in your life in order to make it authentic, because Daddy talks about what goes on in his, or kind of narration of it. And that's what birthed this whole idea. Started making songs together that were based on what was going on in her life. Then animation came, then storylines, and next thing you know, over a decade later, we finally got everything right. Netflix over 190 countries simultaneously, and the response is overwhelming, and I'm so proud that everybody is loving this show, man.
It's so relatable. Like, even last week, like, I saw in episode 3 that Karma's friends were bombarding her with questions about her hair, and it was so funny because last week a friend of mine who is a different race was like, "Oh, why do you wear a hat to sleep?" So I had to explain what a bonnet is, why I wear it. So seeing it, it was like, yo, people really do this. Like, oh, why do you wear a hat? Like, is that people question about our hair, and even whether it's normal or, like, people don't know what normal hair is. But I think it's very important to touch on those topics. So I really appreciated you for doing that. But I really wanted to know, like, what is it like raising daughters?
Man, you have to learn patience. That's one thing I did not have before I had daughters. It was all about, hurry up, rush, but they're my world, man. And that's why I say that they inspire my new work. But you really have to have patience with children, period, not just girls. Me being a girl dad, but it's like they got me wrapped around their finger, man. That's all I can say.
They're pulling you in all different directions.
Absolutely.
So throughout the series, we do notice that Karma raps about the struggles that she goes through. And I wanted to know, like, because the song Proud of My Hair is low-key a bop, I wanted to know, how much involvement did you have with the original music?
Also, I'm involved in every aspect of this, right? There is a small team of people who help to write, and of course I have to have women, because I'm not going to be, speaking from a girl's perspective. But I do oversee things, make sure stuff gets correct, make it the bop as you say it is, as it is, and make sure things are correct, like a whole production team, writing team. So I definitely oversee everything.
So before we go, do you have any advice to any young children or adults who are trying to find themselves in today's society?
Oh man, first of all, you can watch this show. It'll help you deal with a lot of things that I'm sure are on your mind. But you're never too young to change the world for the better. You can start within your own family. You can start within your own neighborhood, and just self-building, self-confidence, and so many different things that you can do. But I really feel like the show is a game changer, and in order to show people how to deal with some of the pressure situations that a lot of kids deal with today.